Alright, so we continue on with Recollector's Path. I think, yeah, so I've got this one and this one left. This one's probably technically unlocked time-wise, but I need to complete this one first. So I'll be doing both of those today. Oh, Sarash, you appear weary. Did you find an obstacle to your progress? Should we call it an obstacle or a sense of confusion? Explanations. I see. However, the records of humans deviating from actual reality isn't anything new. They are forgetful and prejudiced people, after all. Considering how vast and complex the affairs of the world generally are, observers might be able to get an overview of the major details, but not be able to grasp the minutiae. Minutiae? Is that how you pronounce that? Whatever. Those present during said affairs might be direct witnesses, but still find themselves unable to move beyond their personal subjectivity. Oh, this doesn't feel very comforting. Oh, so you wish for me to provide some warm words to placate Sharash? Did you forget that this is part of her training? To be able to overcome problems by oneself, that's the point of training, right? Paimon guesses that makes sense. If Sharash cannot meet this task successfully, then all that can be said is she is unworthy of the title Bloomguard, and will not be able to bear the weight of the Twin-Horn Chaplet. And when the time comes, gentle though I am now, I can only do what must be done, no matter how cruel. Will you take the chaplet from me? As for the punishment for failure, I suppose you'll discover that yourself, should you truly fail. If Sharash doesn't want to be bold, she better try extra hard now. Alright.
It's so hot. Even a mist flower would melt in this heat. Now that I think about it, it wouldn't. But you get what I mean.
Okay, so let's see. First of all, let's get rid of this. And this. Oh my god. There we go. Got them. How did I miss the one? Oh my god, that's why. Oh, too soon. There we go, got him. Let's do over here. And there we go. Everything's done. Now for the regulation. Begin. And there we go. Got that done super quickly that time. It has long been a familiar sight to me, but now I feel only conflicted thinking about it. On the bright side, this maybe means that Sharash has matured? I know not if this is growth or a decline instead. Cheer up, Sharash. It's not like you got to get so down. Right, since we're already here, why don't you tell us about the history of the Order of Skeptics? Although things are the way they are now, there must have been a point to their establishment, right? Otherwise, Zervan wouldn't have helped them and you wouldn't have been drawn to them. Very well, if you wish to listen, I shall speak. However, you must know that my birth came after the Order of Skeptics was formed. What happened prior is but hearsay to me as well. It was said that before that transpired, there were some of absolute purity and virtue who attempted to spread the word that catastrophe was imminent. But carrying a message does not halt the coming of ruin. Soon darkness washed over the lands as rolling tides, drowning all that lived in fear. Just as we saw of the Shtek Wanat, even the strongest creatures were crystallized, perishing during the event. Comparatively, with how soft and weak humans are, the resulting scoring cannot be considered a personal failing. But some individuals arrived, rushing into the maelstrom that was the calamity. Were these people the first order of skeptics? Indeed, their leader was Nagarjuna, he once was a researcher who worked in the depths of the woods, but he put roots down here to help the aftershock of the catastrophe. Alleviate, excuse me. Yes, and there was another one with golden hair. Though my elders spoke little of him, he should count as an interesting individual, I think. Okay, I remember his name now. I believe that's Dansleaf. Because I remember him mentioning him before. Yeah, it's a real shame that he only lived for a few hundred years, or he only lived a few hundred years ago. If he was still here, Paimon would love to meet him, Traveler. To see him meet Traveler. Then we can see who's more interesting. Why are we competing? Following this, after my birth, the after effects of the catastrophe stabilized. So Sarash had nothing to do then. Not entirely. As the filth will never be fully eradicated, it's just that noble sacrifices like the one made by the divine bird, Simerg, were no longer needed. What's more, such duties have already been performed by Mir, Rashnu, and other Peri predating me. After Narjuna, the elders slowly broke off contact with the Order of Skeptics. However, the skeptics themselves remained ever interested in us Peri. But I suppose this is nothing strange. To them, after all, we Peri are heroes worthy of songs and odes. The strong feelings of admiration we inspire are more than deserved. During that time, I often heard them loudly singing their poems and odes, and with the passing of time, the scenes of the divine bird's sacrifice grew more and more vivid. Yet my elder treats this as if it is a paltry thing. It sounds like Sharash got buttered up by honeyed words. What? No, impossible. I clearly wanted to imitate the divine bird because I was moved by its passion and will. The only reason why I associate with the Order of Skeptics was because they would tell me about the happenings of years past. Of course, it wasn't like they didn't heap an appropriate amount of praise on me. It's the same story, but told in an exaggerated way to get people's attention. Even Paimon likes listening to exciting stories. Oh, but if their intention was to record actual history, then they definitely did something wrong. Indeed, Regardless if it is I or humans of the Order of Skeptics, those whose condition themselves to accept hyperbole as ordinary will see themselves become like this. The Order of Skeptics archives were no longer simple, truthful records. Instead, they were filled with all manner of embellishments and subjective opinions. And unknowingly, I began to put renown beyond action itself. Looks like you finally get it. She seems more energetic than she was when she came here. Isn't this a good thing? Hee. Now Zephyr won't be asking to take the chaplet, will she? Your training is almost at its end. You'll definitely win Servan's approval. Okay, next part. You look much happier than when last we spoke. Seems things have gone well. From what I've learned during these takes, I have grown, for now. Are you worthy of being called Bloomguard? No, not yet. There is still a final portion of the tasks I need to complete. Until all the tasks are done, until your respect is earned, I am not finished. Only then can the Twin Horn Chaplet truly belong to me. Oh, looks like you're actually beyond your rebellious phase after all, just as was claimed. Elder, you still remember that? Forget, I beg of you. Regardless, it's good to see that your spirits have returned. Traveler, Paimon, please be witness to the truth of whether Sharash is worthy of the Twin Horn Chaplet. Then I will await you at the end. See you soon. I guess this is the closest one. It looks like it's... Actually, no, this one might be closer. We'll see. Okay, that one was closer. $60 flower things I'm collecting? I'm more than halfway through. Alright. Less than 3 minutes. There's not a waypoint near there. This one might be easier.
Keep up. Keep up. Keep up.
Yeah, it's totally a fight. Okay. to be this way a bit closer. There we go. I got that one settled very quickly, too. The Tungi Hollow from before, the epicenter of the disaster of years past. Wow, Paimon didn't think Sharash would really be able to extinguish the sign of Pasha and solve all the trouble happening here. The circling the sign of a Pasha is but the duty of the Bloomguard. Sharash only did as she should. It was all thanks to Mihir and Rashnu's help. Yeah, and we put in plenty of work, too. Splendid. It is nice of you, my Yashnapati, and the Pale Folder to look beyond the person of greatest importance, me. Whoa, Shrash's arrogance makes its grand return. Why do you bother? Why do both of you still harbor such doubt in me after our time together? My pride has never been born of blind arrogance. You should be well aware that I fully understand my past mistakes. Before, I placed reputation above action, but now, as I have learned, this is an act of purest neglect. Just as Simurgh became the divine bird through her sacrifice, I will become the Bloomguard that by my deeds and hear my name rightfully sung in praise of my service. Additionally, I have completed all the assignments you have given me, Elder. Now even you must admit that I am one worthy of the title of Bloomguard, worthy of the Twin-Horned Chaplet. Indeed, I have no objection to the choice made by the Carvana. Huh? What, did you expect me to object? No, I merely did not expect you to agree so easily, Elder. I expected a few rough words, at least. I am not nearly so vicious. But the responsibilities of a Bloomguard, I did not actually gain any knowledge from the chaplet. Is it because I still do not embody the traits of the Bloomguard fully? Do I still lack training? For this, the title of Bloomguard might be inherited, but the duties are always variable. I see. To state it simply, there are no fixed rules, and even more, there are no specific judging standards. Usually, the Carvana's choice is final. Huh? So, you're saying I will not be taking the Twin-Horned Chaplet from you? Will not or cannot? Yeah, as Zervan said herself, the Carvana's choice is final. That means that Zervan can't change it either, right? Oh ho ho ho, you really think so? What? That's a little scary. I understand, this must be part of the test. Seems like Sharash is having an epiphany. You are a forgetful one, Palefolder. I just said it. To pass these tests, besides competence and observation, the most important thing is understanding my past mistakes. Even if the outcome was already determined, would it not be retreading the path of folly if I cast aside all that I have learned during training? So I think this must be the last test my elder has left me. To a worthy Bloomguard, this is but a simple task. This is a sign of your complete trust in me, Elder. I didn't expect you to see right through me. The Carvana chose well. But your changes. I suppose Traveler and Paimon bear some credit for that. Indeed, my esteemed Yashnapati and the Palefolder are both beings of merit. Though I wish to say that I was potent enough alone, I think, truly, that only with their aid could I extinguish the sign of a Pasha. I didn't think that, in so short a time, Sharash could become so responsible. Of course, as long as I hold my responsibilities close to my heart, then my elder need not worry for my sake. Paimon keeps thinking that Zervan might have planned this, but seeing Sharash this happy, Paimon can't really complain. And I believe that's the end of the event now. Yep. So that is now the end of the Recollector's path, and I'll see you guys later.